In this video, you're going to see how to install a two-tone snail horn from Farbin in a 2012 Sprinter van. So as you're probably aware, the horn from the factory on the Sprinter vans is kind of weak. So this is what it sounds like currently. So to get access to the horn, you need to pop the hood. And then there's 4 screws in this grill assembly. It takes a T25 bit. So once you have those 4 out, the grill just lifts up, such. And there's 5 slots down here that the tabs on the grill fit into, so you want to make sure that the rubber gasket, the grommets on those don't pull out. So the factory horn is on the passenger side, or the left as you're facing. It takes a 10 mil, and we're going to just detach it for now. We might leave it installed. I need access to these wires, and it's easier if this is disconnected. Now the horn kit from Farbin includes 2 horns, that's dual tone, and they're a little bit larger individually even than the factory horns. There's really not enough room to mount them where the factory horn is, and if you want to, of course, leave the factory horn in, there certainly isn't enough room. So we're going to mount them under this. That piece is actually plastic. This sort of a frame member, although that's a little misleading because it's plastic. It probably doesn't provide a lot of support for anything. So you want to drill a hole upwards about 3/4 inch in from that edge. So the horns come with 4 leads. 2 are yellow and 2 are red, although I don't think there's any polarity. Now all I have available is 14 gauge primary wire. You don't have to use anything that heavy. Like I said, looks like the wires they supply is 18 gauge. I'm going to repeat that with the other leads. So the kit comes with 4 of these brackets, and we'll use 2 of them because I want to move the horns away from the radiator. The horns and the wiring probably more important. So the radiator will be hot, and they come with 2 holes, but we want to drill a third, 1.5 inches from one end. And since I've already done that, I'm just going to use the first one as a template. You can't stick them out any further because then it's going to interfere with the grill on the Sprinter. center punch. And I'm using a bit that's just a little bit bigger, whatever neck size you have, from a quarter, because I'm going to use a 1/4 inch bolt. We're going to install these in these, we drilled holes in this plastic part about 3/4 inch from the edge, and we're going to install these brackets, the long end in, and again I'm using a 1/4 inch bolt, and I'm using a castle nut. If you use a regular nut, use a lock washer and or some thread locker, because you know he's coming out when you're driving down the road. Okay, now I'm fastening the horns to those brackets. I'm going to get them kind of close in towards the van so it clears the grill. I'm going to disconnect the factory horn so I can have better access to the wiring harness. I'm going to splice these wires into these. So there's a tab. This is a real nice connector. Unfortunately, can't find this male version, so we're just going to have to splice. Just carefully cut this so we don't nick the insulation. So I've snipped those wires. Didn't get that on video. It's like about a 16 gauge, probably the metric equivalent. And I just use the heat gun to put some heat shrink tubing on these, especially because they're uninsulated. And let's test it out. Okay, well, I say that was a success. Just need to tie up that wiring. I'm going to use some zip ties to hold this on, so we need some mounting holes. Again, approximately a 1/4 inch. Pull that, keep those wires as far away from the radiator as possible. Put the grill back on. We have these 5 slots with grommets and corresponding little tabs on the grill, and then there's also little ears, metal ears here and a hook on the grill needs to go over there. So we just line this up. So test it to make sure those hooks are caught on those ears. And we have the 4 screws. And that's a T25 bit.